Center for Spiritual Living, Bakersfield. I am Ann Cannett. Welcome to our Sunday service, or our Sunday celebration, or our Sunday time to get together and fellowship and deepen our spiritual practice. So, we embrace wisdom teachings from all of humanity here, human history. Boy, I can't even read today. Welcome. Good morning. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, our vision, we are a spirit-centered, vision-led, consciousness-driven, inclusive spiritual community here to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our mission is to create a sacred place for spiritual practice and to foster our beloved community. So this service is made possible because of all of our wonderful volunteers. So please join me in thanking everybody that volunteers here today. So Steve Murray, our board president, is coming forward to do our announcements this morning. Happy you're here, Steve.
Thank you. Guess where I got it? Merritt. He makes about half the shirts I wear were made by Merritt, and that every time I put them on, I just feel good. So you need to feel good when you wear shirts. Alrighty. Well, first thing I want to ask, hello everybody. It's so nice to see you. What a blessing it is to be here with you, and that. I think most of you have been here before. Is anybody here for the first time? Well, welcome. I know that you will love it as much as I love it. That this is a sacred place, and that the reason why we've been here more than 75 years is because there's something to come back for. So as far as the announcements are concerned, the first one is that if you came in with your phone or mobile device, that silence it or put it on airplane mode, so that you're not that guy that in the middle of the service disrupts, worst case is a meditation. So today after the service of the fellowship, Jamie Russell, who is a new practitioner with us, that she's teaching, she will be leading the first of our year-long series of workshops on Ernest Holmes' We Believe statements. So Ernest Holmes wrote a series of statements about what we believe, and that they are very profound, and she's going to start today going through those statements, and I think that's, and Nico as well, and I think there's 12 of them, so it works out perfectly, so once a month. So we believe in God the Almighty, and what that means to us and how to apply it in our everyday lives. This Sunday, or this next Sunday, which is January 31st at 6 p.m., then that time has changed. So if you're planning on this, Jamie Russell and Nico will be teaching a workshop called Inviting and Allowing the New. And so it's the new year, so it's about inviting and allowing the new. That's Saturday the 30th. You know, I am mildly dyslexic. So don't come here Sunday for that workshop. When it's going to be, you want to be here on Saturday, and it's at 6 p.m. So that's another thing, is that you normally don't come here at 6 p.m. on Saturday. So it's something to be aware of. Going into January, February, the book for the book club is I Am a Part of Infinite by Kieran Fox. And it's an excellent book that explores the spiritual life of Albert Einstein. And many people know that Albert Einstein was a very spiritual being, and that Carl Sagan also was. He said, we talked about life on other planets. He said, is a dead certainty. So now this is talking about the after service with Dr. Nancy B. That's going to be next Sunday. So she's going to be here next Sunday, and stick around afterwards for restorative yoga with Lindsay. So once a month we do restorative yoga, so you only get one shot at it. And next Sunday after service is a great opportunity. If you only get in once a month, make next week the month. And finally, Ken's next class focuses on Eckhart Tolle's a new Earth, and it starts on Friday, February 6th. It goes for 6 weeks. It is only online, and so what was that? Was there a comment? Oh, okay. So it goes for it's February 6th. It goes for 11 weeks. It is online only class, and so you can be in the comfort of your own home. And the meeting's on Zoom on Fridays from 6 to 8, and it's an opportunity to awaken to your life's purpose by learning to recognize the ego, disidentify with it, and experience life as your true self. I know everybody struggles with that as we go through life, and that ego gets in the way of us achieving everything that we want in life. And Eckhart Tolle is a great writer on that topic. Ken is a great teacher. I would encourage you, if you haven't had a class with Ken, to take a look at this, and that it's an opportunity that you can do in the comfort of your home. And so register on our website or talk to Ken about other ways to register. Our website is centerforspirituallivingbakersfield.com, and you can find all of the things that I've spoken of and more information about our fellowship here. So welcome all. Enjoy the service. I know you'll enjoy it as much as I do.
Thank you, Steve. Now, Cindy Rothermill and Merritt Holloway are going to
How can I serve you today?
How can I serve you today, sweet spirit?
Sweet Spirit.
That's what they're doing. Do you have?
I don't have any music.
Okay. Do you want a microphone? You got a microphone? Here you go.
I don't know if I need. I have a loud voice. I need a microphone.
We need people online to hear it. Let's
Oh.
all stand up. You can use that one.
Yeah, but Scott doesn't want anybody to mess with this.
Just unhook it, and here you go.
All right.
Let's stand up.
Let's all stand up and serve Sweet Spirit. How can I serve you today, sweet spirit? How can I serve you today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve you today, sweet spirit? How can I serve you today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go.
That's a great song, great song. So our practitioner this morning is Portia Choi Chang. She's going to have our reading and invocation for us right now.
Good morning. I'm Portia Choi Chang, and I am delighted to be here and so wonderful to see all your faces and spirit here today. With that, I'm going to read something from January 2025. Today's reading from that day was, today is the 24th of January. And the topic was emptying and letting go. And the person who wrote the daily words of that month was Reverend Kelly Robbins. And she has two quotes, one from Meister Eckhart. God is not found in the soul by adding anything, but by a process of subtraction. And from Ernest Holmes' Creative Mind, when the greater comes in, the lesser leaves, because there is no longer anything to give life to it. And the affirmation for that day is, I easily release all that is not mine. And with it, as we come together in this day of complete oneness, knowing that we are one with everything around us into infinity, and knowing that particularly in this time together, in the place where Ernest Holmes dedicated this place of concentration and oneness. Thank you so much for this time together, for your time being here with each of us and around us. For we are one together, not only right here and right now. The trillions of cells, the atoms, the energy that are within us is also, we are one and part of this infinite space that we call our home, within and all around. And I know this is true. I know that with the words and the sharing of our energies and thoughts and our words, we become knowing of what is truly there. One word, one thought at a time, one molecule, one atom, we're energy. And knowing this truth, this time together is blessed. Each one of us who are here, you give to me and to whomever, and everyone who shares of their talents and their words and their divine guidance. I am so thankful. I am so thankful. And so this time is blessed, and I let it go. And so it is.
Thank you, Portia. Portia is our designated thank you. Thank you. Our designated practitioner today. She will be available after service for prayer if you would like a prayer today. Also, Jamie Russell, Nico Grayson, myself, and Ken Fales, our practitioner type, can pray with you. Just get a prayer. There's also a prayer box on the table in the back if you want to just write your prayer down and put it in there. All of our practitioners will see it and pray with you. So Scott Tobias is our special music today.
So Christina and I kind of did this, just try not to get tangled up. Oh, it's a beautiful life. So that's the name of the song, and I played it before, but I wanted to do it again because it was a new song at that time, and I didn't think that I did it justice, so I hope I do it justice this time. It's a song about life, and it's a song about the ups and the downs that we go through in our life. And with a little bit of perspective, we can still make it beautiful. And here comes my entourage right now. I stalled long enough, you guys. It's a time and the place, every line on your face. It's the truth and the lie, it's to live and to die. Oh, what a beautiful world. It's a girl and it's a girl and a boy. And that first taste of joy, it's the old photograph of two hearts torn in half. Oh, what a beautiful world. We set our hopes up high, perhaps someday to fly above the high blue sky to someplace new. It's a walk in the park or a shot in the dark. It's the thief in the night or the first ray of light. Oh, what a beautiful world. We hold our legends high. Anyway. Oh yeah. We hold our legends high. Wake up in lost and found and listen to that railroad sound and pull on through. It's a rise and a fall of the clocks on the wall. I got my wrong glasses on. It's the first and the last of our days going past. Oh, what a beautiful world. Oh, what a beautiful world. I may have to do that again to perfect it.
Thank you so much, Scott. That was really good and sweet and wonderful, like you. Faith is Scott's granddaughter. She's been dancing here around since she was this high. Now she's this high. And I remember, Faith, when you used to do your cartwheels, and they'd be plop. But now you do them perfectly. Good job. So our theme this month is Ancestral Wisdom, New Thought. And our topic is how to use it. Our speaker today is Ken Fales. He is our operations manager, our spiritual leader, our do everything here that needs to be done person, almost. If he doesn't do it, he gets somebody else. And we appreciate you, Ken. Help me welcome Ken Fales. Yay.
Thank you. I prefer the get somebody else version, but so today we're going to talk about how to use this power, and we're going to talk about it in terms of praying for Arsenal to beat Manchester United. Apparently Manchester United just scored a goal. They're up 2-1, and I don't care for that. No, okay, so I'm Ken Fales. I'm the spiritual leader here at CSL Bakersfield. Lovely to see you all right now. Lovely to see you all online right now and or whenever you're watching. Welcome. There's only now, so Welcome to now. So what we've done here in January, the first 4 weeks, we always take the first 4 sections of the introduction to Science of Mind, and we break those down and talk. So what we've been talking about so far, the first week, we talked about the thing itself, which is what Ernest Holmes calls the ineffable, God. And we try to talk about just what is it that God is, and that's always somewhat of a stretch. It's something we can't put into words. What I would say about it today, we call it spirit, the universe, love, all of these different things, all of these different nouns. We try to put a name on it, and that's fine. But I would encourage you to maybe think of it as a verb. That God is a doing. God is something that just simply is always happening, right? It is this creative thing in the universe, this creative isness, this force that if you have enough midichlorians and you get trained by a Jedi, you can use. No, it's not exactly the force from Star Wars, but it is something like that. It is a force in the universe. Someone called it, one of my teachers calls it the thing that makes the grass grow, and I think that's such a great idea for it. But it is something that we can use, and we talked about, well, how does it work? And how it works is basically, it works through us, and it works for us. And we sort of split God into 3 things in order to talk about it. God is not 3 separate things, but we talk about it in terms of there is that thinking, knowing aspect of God, that we also have that thinking, knowing mind, and from that the tendency of our thoughts and what we know goes into the law, the soil, the soul, this thing that takes our thoughts, and it creates and it manifests. And that which is manifest, the body, other names, we split it into 3 things, and then we call it a bunch of different names just to make it as confusing as possible. But there is the thought, and then the thing that makes it manifest, and then there is the actual thing itself that is manifest. And so that's sort of, briefly how it works. And then today we're going to talk about how to use it, and specifically we're going to talk about spiritual mind treatment, or scientific mind treatment, or affirmative prayer. Again, we love to give things several names, so that you're never quite sure what we're talking about. It's how we keep you coming back. So, it is, sometimes it's difficult to keep talking about the same thing over and over again, but it is the one thing that needs to be said. There's only one thing going on here. It is God. It is the universe. It is life. It is love. It is goodness with a capital G. And so to spice it up, you got to give it different names. One day it's coriander, the next day it's salt. It's fine. It's good. It tastes great. So, I'm going to start this by reading from Science of Mind, because as I've said many times this month, I just can't say it quite as well as Ernest Holmes can say it. So he begins this chapter on how to use it by saying, one of the great difficulties in the new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. I'm going to read a little more of that in a minute, but today, I guess, we'll be talking about some more theory in terms of what is spiritual mind treatment. And the way that you can truly know what it is to experience it. It is to practice it. It is to use it. So please, as you learn this, you've been given a handout. Hopefully everybody has a handout. If you don't have one of these little handouts, just raise your hand and Dean's going to come around and give you one. Heather Rose doesn't have one. Ann, do you not have one? Anne, are you familiar with scientific mind treatment, Anne? I know you're a licensed practitioner. Have you heard of it? It's great stuff. Well, so this is, I just copied this from my practitioner studies course. So this is not my, I don't want to be caught for plagiarism here. But we use spiritual mind treatment. Jamie, familiarize yourself with that? Spiritual mind treatment? I'm going to ask you to, yeah, see what Jamie's a licensed practitioner. She knows all about this. I mean, she could come up and really lecture on it for a while. She had to take a test earlier, in the middle of last year in order to become a licensed practitioner. All of our licensed practitioners did. So there's really 3 ways that you can practice spiritual mind treatment. One of them is on yourself. Right? You can do that as a daily practice. Wake up and practice it on yourself, and that way no one else can hear you, and you don't have to worry about getting it right or wrong or whatever. You can start by just doing your treatments with yourself. You can do it with a prayer partner. You can choose someone and say, hey, want to be my prayer partner? We'll call each other once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever we decide, and we can be prayer partners. And I'll ask you for a treatment, and you ask me for a treatment, and we'll give each other treatments, and that way we'll practice this thing. Once maybe you want to start by yourself, and then you graduate to the level where you're working with somebody else. And then you can also reach out to one of our licensed practitioners and receive treatment. You can come up after service and ask for treatment. You can put a written request in the prayer box, and then they're going to treat for you, but you won't see it. But it's still receiving the benefit from treatment. But you can work with practitioners. You can say, I want treatment once, or I would like to develop an ongoing relationship with you and have you treat for me once. Let's meet once a week. Let's meet, every couple of weeks, once a month, again, whatever is comfortable for you. But you can use our licensed practitioners as spiritual guides to help you to come into being able to use this power yourself and to feel confident in using this power, because confidence in using the power is really important. So let's get right into, let me see if there's something more in that quote that I want to get into right now, or do I want to wait on it? Yeah, let's say, he says, as a matter of fact, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. That which we cannot prove may or may not be true, but that which we can prove certainly must be and is the truth. So he's saying that, there is this power for good in the universe, and you can use it. This is a very popular quote by Ernest Holmes. There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. But you don't necessarily know there is a power for good in the universe until you use it and see that it works. And when you use it and see that it works, then you know, right? So then we've talked before about I throw a rock up in the air. I know it's coming back down. Unless I'm in an anti-gravity chamber, I know it's coming back down because I've used it before. I know gravity is gravity, right? The other day we were driving down the mountain. Yesterday we came down for the birthday celebration, which was incredible. Thank you so much, Sally McGuire. It was so great. Thank you to everybody who came out. We were coming down the mountain. It was a beautiful sunny day up in Fraser Park. Just a gorgeous day. I don't mean to flex, but it was really nice. And then we drove through the clouds and down into Bakersfield, where it was less attractive. But we're driving down, and all you can see is the highway and the guardrails and then clouds. And David said, Dad, I can't see what's holding us up. And I thought, oh, I'm going to use that. It's a good one. I can't see what's holding us up, right? But we know there's something holding us up. I wanted to say, can't you see the road? Unbelievable. But sometimes, we know that it's there because we've used it, right? We know it. So this is what spiritual mind treatment is. I want to go through the 5 steps one by one, and then we're going to have an actual demonstration of a spiritual mind treatment right here in front of you. So the first step, and there's a, so you might say, why, as we've talked about this a little bit last week, why do I need to go through these 5 steps and do this specific thing in order to use this power? Haven't I been using the tendency of my thought to create all of my life? Yes, you have. And if everything's great, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you are here looking for a better way, a little more happiness, a little better health, you want to change conditions in your life in some way, if that's what you're seeking, then learning to use this power in a definite way is very helpful. And there's a reason why there are these 5 steps. And just like when you go and you learn how, I'm an English professor, and my degree is in creative writing, and you get these young people that come in and they're like, I'm going to break all the rules. And they do, and it's terrible because they don't know what the rules are to begin with. When you know the rules and you break them on purpose, it's so good. But when you don't know the rules and you break them, you seem like somebody who doesn't know what you're doing, and that's because you're somebody who doesn't know what you're doing. So once you learn these 5 steps of affirmative prayer, you can get a little loosey-goosey with things. You can make it your own, but I would suggest that you start with using this format, and it'll become clear why that is as we talk about them. So the first step you see on your paper is recognition. It says one infinite reality is the thing itself. So the first thing we do in treatment is we recognize God is all there is. There is only one thing happening right now. It is this one that is our source, and it is constantly pouring itself out, constantly and eternally creating through us, as us. Everything we see is God. The second thing we do is unification. I am one with the one infinite reality. So there is this one thing, and that's all that it is. That's all that is. And I am one with that. Each one is one with that. Everything is one with that, but specifically, I am one with that. That one thing is expressing in me, it is expressing through me, it is expressing as me. Right? So as we begin our affirmative prayer, we are grounding ourselves, centering ourselves, and recognizing the truth that is. There is only one, and it is expressing as me. And then we go into our realization. This is when we talk about what it is that we are praying for. So it says, I realize that the outcome I choose is an automatic expression of the truth of universal spirit as it lives through me. There is only one. That one is expressing as me. And I realize that the health I choose is an automatic expression of the truth of universal spirit. I realize that the money to pay my bills is an automatic expression of the truth of universal spirit. I realize that the peace I choose is an automatic expression of the truth of universal spirit, right? I realize that God is love. God is peace. God is abundance. God is all that is good with a capital G. And so when I align myself with it, what am I praying for but good? I'm not praying that. I realize that that dirty horrible person gets what they deserve. That's not how it works. If you're praying for vengeance and punishment, you have turned to the wrong source, because God is not vengeance and God is not punishment. If you are praying for somebody's, I don't know, if you're praying to realize your own hatred, you have come to the wrong source. All right, because God is not hatred. And so you are appealing to the wrong source, and there is not another source to appeal to. Right? So, if what you want, and I know that it is something better, then you appeal to the one, and you realize that the betterment that you are seeking is an automatic expression of this one that is all that is, and that is expressing as you right now. It is expressing as each one. And then we give thanksgiving. We say, I am grateful to know the truth, to use the law, and for the outcome is already manifested. I am grateful to know that God is God. The truth is true. I am one with that one, and the health that I am is already here. Grateful to know that the money to pay my bills is here and now. It is assured. And then we release. I let go of how. I trust the creative process and let it be. I realize that the money to pay the bills is right here, right now. It is already mine. I have no idea how that's going to happen. I don't need to know. I know that the creative process works, so I let it be. I joyfully and thankfully let it be, and I end my prayer with, and so it is. Right? This is how spiritual mind treatment works. It is called affirmative prayer. It is not wishful prayer. It is not, I wish that I was healthy. I so wish that I had the money. I really hope this works. You don't do the spiritual mind treatment and think to yourself, well, I hope that worked. There needs to be knowing. There needs to be conviction. If there is not knowing and there is not conviction, let's go back to the first step and ground ourselves. And there is only one thing happening, and that is God, truth, the thing that makes the grass grow. And I am expressing that one. Therefore, there can only be one truth, and that truth is there is no lack, there is no limitation in that one. Therefore, I must have the money to pay my bills. I must have perfect health. I must have all the peace and energy I need right here, right now. I must already have it. It must be a certainty. Of course it's a certainty. How could it be otherwise? And I am so grateful for that. And so I just let it go, knowing that it is, and so it is. And that's the kind of, we get into that, yes, that conviction, and then we let it go. And we go out and we live our lives. And we need to recognize that when I say, I am the peace of the one, and I must have the peace of the one, I then cannot walk away and say, how dare you do that? You do not deserve the peace. What is going on with that person over there? And this, I'm holding grudges. If I am the peace, each one is the peace. And I must see it and allow it in each one. This is why we talk about forgiveness. We cannot withhold from others what we are seeking for ourselves. And what we are seeking for ourselves is the goodness of the one. And so therefore, we must wish, we must know the goodness of each one. and be delighted that it is true. I am delighted that the goodness of God is yours. It doesn't matter, regardless of how you are showing up, regardless of how you are aligning in this world and how you are choosing to express who you are, I am delighted that you are an expression of God and that nothing is withheld from you. Nothing. So we're going to take a quick pause from me doing all this. We're going to invite Jamie up onto the platform. And Jamie's going to give me a spiritual mind treatment. And Jamie, I'm going to ask for a spiritual mind treatment for my own health. Come on up. And let's do this so people can see us.
I don't know that I can do this holding a microphone. I would need to hold your hand.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
All right. So, it is a wonderful world. There is nothing but God in this world. Everything that we see, everything that we know is God. There is nothing but God. God is in all things. God is everywhere. In the trees, we see his energy. We see the good health, the vibrancy. All of that is God. God is our source for those things. And we know that this is true. I know that I am a divine reflection of God, of Spirit, and I know that these good qualities of God are mine, always mine. And I have the same good health, the same good energy, the vibrancy. Faith had the wonderful vibrancy. That's for all of us. Each of us have that in us. And I know that it is true for me, and as it's true for me, it's true for Ken. Ken has good health. Ken has vibrancy and all the great energy of the world that God supplies. God is our supply. There is no lack. Therefore, Ken has it, I have it, each and every one of you. We have each of those good God qualities. And so I'm just so grateful for this knowledge, for this wonderful support. This God is everything. As God is everything, God is in me. And I'm just so grateful for it all. And knowing this is true, I know it's true for me. I know it's true for Ken. I know it's true for each and every one of us here today. All that good health, energy, vibrancy flows through each and every one of us. And so, having said my word, I release it to the four corners of the universe and far, far beyond. And I know it is done. It is so. And so, I simply anchor with the familiar words, and so it is.
Thank you.
Good help.
Thank you. So there's an example of it. Live and in person. Thank you, Jamie. So you can see Jamie is a powerful practitioner. She knows what she's doing. She is able to walk right up and just do it right there on the spot. And so I encourage you after service and fellowship today to join Jamie and join Nico, another very powerful practitioner, in discussing the first we believe statement. It is going to be wonderful. I'm going to be there. I'm excited about it. So you do attract what you believe, not what you hope. Ernest Holmes says the subjective state of our thought decides what is going to happen to us in our objective experience. The subjective state of our thought is the sum total of our thinking and knowing. So Let's be aware of what we are thinking, right? We talk about change your thinking, change your life. Let's be aware of what we are thinking. And if you want to have an idea of what you're thinking, my book is falling apart. I feel a little bit proud about that. I used it so much it's falling apart, you guys. Going to take the Eckhart Tolle class and just dial that ego back a little bit. But if you want to get a good idea of how your thinking is, take a look at your experience of your life. And that is a good barometer for that. So we have talked about using treatment for ourselves, and I just in the end of this talk want to talk a little bit about using treatment for the world. We talked about how can we change ourselves. Well, how can we change the world? I want to say first and foremost, the way you change the world, the most effective way to change the world is to change yourself. I heard you. Dar knows. The most effective way is to change yourself. We can get so caught up, and I am going to go out and fight this, and I'm going to go out and change this problem, and I'm going to go out and change that. And fine, but what we tend to be doing is looking for problems outside of ourselves to solve rather than looking within. Let us first look within. Let us clean our own house before we start looking at other people's houses. And we can clean our own house step by step by step. We can clean our own house all at once. Either way is fine. You can spend a lifetime cleaning your own house if that's what you want to do. But you can also do it all at one time by awakening to who you truly are. You get clean right now, right? Because all of the other stuff is just a story, a collection of stories you are hanging on to, and you don't let them go. Once you know who you truly are, they are gone. And it can happen. I speak from experience. So let's do a few more. What do I say here? Green, blue, red. Okay, that's the order of the quotes that I'm going to be using for this part. Ernest Holmes says, we should expect the best, and so live that the best may become a part of our experience. Expect the best, and so live that way, right? If I'm saying, you know, I've just for the last couple of years really been getting high and playing video games all day, every day. And I noticed I don't have the money to pay my bills. I'm going to do a spiritual mind treatment that I have the money to pay my bills. And then I'm going to go get high and play video games. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not going to work. There might be a check that lands in the mail. You never know how that's going to happen. But there's a saying in CSL that is treat and move your feet, which is to say, I have treated, and now I am still, and I am taking guidance from the one that is within me, and it is saying, get a job. And so I'm going to go do that. Or it's going to say, go talk to so-and-so. And so I'm going to do that. And they're going to say, hey, you know what? I know so-and-so needs some help. And I'm going to find a way. And I'm going to be a part of things, right? I've been doing treatment for my health and specifically my girth, because I have spent a few years with a little extra weight, and it is not something that I spent the majority of my life with. And I have been doing that, treating for that for well over a year. And in that time, I have gained just a little bit more weight. And but I have slowly been learning this and this and this and this, and now I am at a point where I have finally come to, I am changing my life. I am putting these things into what am I trying to say? Thank you. I'm putting these things into action, and they're getting a little bit loose. I haven't weighed myself, but they're starting to get a little loose. It's working. So it takes the time it takes. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen. I know it's going to happen, and now it is happening. And so if it doesn't happen, if you don't have a pick up your mat and walk moment, that's all right. Continue to know. Continue to know. Continue to stay open. And in terms of learning how to invite and allow the new, I want to again market something going on here on Saturday, January 31st at 6 p.m. Nico and Jamie are going to be teaching a workshop on inviting and allowing the new. So think about coming to that. Ernest Holmes says, and now we're back on the world. If we allow the world's opinion to control our thinking, then that will be our demonstration. If, on the other hand, we rise superior to the world, we shall create a new pattern. And I am going to give an example that some people here are not going to necessarily maybe love. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Maybe you're all going to love it. There has been talk prior to the current administration coming in and during this administration that, oh man, if this person gets elected, it is going to be like Nazi Germany, and we are going to have jackbooted thugs on the streets abusing their constitutional power. It's going to be so terrible. Well, you are right. Right? We're seeing it. And I want to say, please stop saying that. Please stop, people online. Please stop. Please stop saying that things are going to be so bad. Let's expect the best. Let's expect the best. It's the same on the other side when they say those crazy Democrats are going to run around like chickens with their head cut off, acting crazy and being hysterical about everything, and quite honestly, that is exactly what's happening. So let's stop and say people are going to love one another. There is going to be peace in this world. The highest and best good is going to come through each and every one of our leaders and each and every citizen, and we are going to experience such a renaissance in this nation. Let's think in that direction. All right? If we expect the best, we will see the best. If we expect the worst, we will see the worst. So, I'm not big on talking politics. I don't love it, so I'm done with it. Ernest Holmes says, people are dying for real human interest, for genuine friendship, for someone to tell them they're all right. We always welcome the one who looks at the world as their friend and loves it. And it is a law that the one who sees what they want to see, regardless of what appears, will someday experience in the outer what they have so faithfully seen within. People are dying for real human interaction, for real human interest, for genuine friendship, for someone to tell them they're all right. We always welcome the one who looks at the world as their friend and loves it. Let's look at the world as our friend and love it. And let's tell everyone, it's all right. You're all right. Everything is okay. Life is good. This is how to use it. This is how to use it. I am going to, instead of giving a final treatment, I am going to read Ernest Holmes's My Prayer for My Country. I want to give you an idea of how to give a treatment for the world outside of us. So if you would with me, close your eyes, lower your gaze, find a spot to concentrate on, to focus on. Let everything go. And just allow this within your consciousness. Believing in the divine destiny of the United States of America, and in the preservation of liberty, security, and self-expression for all, I offer this, my prayer for my country. I know that divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guide its affairs. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are the gifts of freedom and the divine heritage of everyone in this country. That they are now operating in the affairs of every individual in this country. I know that divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of the people of this country, causing it to know that economic security may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual self-expression. I know that no one can believe or be led to believe that personal freedom must be surrendered in order to ensure economic security for all. The all-knowing mind contains the answer to every problem which confronts this country. I know that every leader in this country is now directed by this all-knowing mind and has the knowledge of a complete solution to every problem. Each is impelled to act upon this knowledge to the end that abundance, security, and peace shall come to all. And I know that this spiritual democracy shall endure, guaranteeing to everyone in this country personal liberty, happiness, and self-expression. I am so grateful to know this, so grateful to know God is God, the truth is true, and so I release this word knowing that it is so, and together we claim, and so it is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ken. Once again, he did it. So, Scott Tobias, and I saw Faith somewhere. Where's Faith? Oh, she's going to go get her. There's Faith. Scott Tobias with Faith.
Thanks, Ken. That was good. Little disclosure, I have 2 pairs of glasses. This one doesn't read very well. Honestly, I know these words, but you know, when you get up here, you kind of get struck dumb. So forgive me. This is a love song. It's also a song about life, and it's called Just Breathe. Yes, I understand that every life must end. So as we sit alone, I know that someday we must go. Yes, I'm a lucky man to count on both hands the ones I love. Some folks have just one, others they've got none. Stay with me. Let's just breathe. Practice all my sins, never gonna let me win, oh no. Underneath everything, just another human being, Yes, I don't wanna hurt. There's so much in this world to make us bleed. Stay with me. You're all I see. Did I say that I need you? Did I say that I want you? Oh, if I didn't, I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. As I come clean, I wonder every day as I look upon your face. Everything you gave and nothing that you would take, oh no. Stay with me. You're all that I see. Did I say that I need you? Did I say that I want you? If I didn't, I'm a fool, you see. And no one knows this more than me as I come clean. Nothing you would take, everything you gave. I'll love you till I die, meet you on the other side.
We love you, Scott. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this is our opportunity to give back to the center all that we receive from it, our offertory time. And we're going to have an offertory blessing on the screen. And we'll just say it together. Today, I give in love and joy from the overflow of abundance in my life. My gift goes forward to bless and uplift, fulfilling the purpose of our spiritual community. Lives are transformed. I am grateful, and so it is. Thank you, Dean Drury and Kyle Williams, for collecting our gifts today. And Cindy Rothermel and Merritt are making their way back up front for our next song.
Some of you guys know this, the hand movements to this, but Christina and I don't. She said we don't do that anymore. Somebody knows these hand movements. We're going to send our love over the mountains. And then we're going to send it to the sea. And then, I don't know, just make up your own hand movements. Let's stand up. Come on, let's send our love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Come on up, Nico. I send my love, joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. Good job, you guys. Love it.
Thank you. And while you're standing, a couple reminders. Refreshments and fellowship after service in the fellowship hall provided by Bill and Marianne Okel. And our workshop after, refreshments with Nico and Jamie. And have a good day after that. So let's just circle up, and we'll hold our hands up rather than holding hands right away, so that we can make contact with somebody else in this room, feeling that love that we have for this group of people. So hold your hands up and just find somebody and repeat after me. I know who you truly are.
I know who you truly are.
You are a unique way that Spirit is expressing.
You are a unique way that Spirit is expressing.
I love you.
I love you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I thank God for you.
I thank God for you.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
And now we'll sing the peace song, and be sure and get a prayer after service and after the pre-song. Peace song.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes,